secret to youth school
life, as well as saving his family.
We will see you back here at 6. But first, here's Tom Brokaw.
High alert. Arrests and warnings about terror attacks on Americans as the new year approaches. Under suspicion, one of America's worst enemies. The handoff. As the Panama Canal leaves American control after nearly a century, what is the U.S. giving up? In depth, the truth about holiday shopping. Online, not always so easy. In stores, making sure you're paying the right price. And the sad end for Charlie Brown and the Peanuts gang. Schultz is hanging up his pen.
From NBC News World Headquarters in New York, this is NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw.
Good evening. American officials tonight want to make it very clear this threat is real and it is not over. It is the threat of well-planned and coordinated terrorist attacks to coincide with New Year's celebrations. Dozens of suspects have been arrested in the past week, and officials say they are connected to Osama bin Laden, described as a well-financed international terrorist mastermind. We begin tonight with NBC's Jim Miklashevsky. Jim, what's the latest there?
Tom, senior U.S. officials tell NBC News the search is on tonight for an unknown number of terrorists still plotting to attack Americans overseas as they celebrate the upcoming holidays. U.S. sources report Saudi-born militant Osama bin Laden is behind the plot. That several of his terrorist groups are preparing to attack Americans throughout the Middle East and other overseas locations sometime between Christmas and New Year's Eve. Authorities in the Middle East discovered the plot when they arrested a dozen suspected terrorists and uncovered detailed plans to attack a large group of Americans at a Mideast location on New Year's Eve.
Yes, this is an ongoing threat, and yes, there are ongoing law enforcement efforts to counter the threat.
Bin Laden has already carried out sophisticated, coordinated attacks on multiple targets with the simultaneous bombings of the U.S. embassies in Kenya and Tanzania last year.
I think he's demonstrated that before, that his interest is in achieving a large body count. That is the reality of today's terrorism.
Bin Laden himself is protected by Taliban forces in Afghanistan. At the U.S. mission to the UN in New York, the State Department's Mike Sheehan warned a top Taliban official that the U.S. would hold the Taliban responsible for any bin Laden attack, and that the Taliban itself would suffer serious consequences. A senior U.S. official tells NBC News that could include military airstrikes, not only against bin Laden, but Taliban targets in Afghanistan as well.
We've demonstrated our ability many times in the past, and I think the government has made it very clear that it's serious in its dealings with the Taliban.
Now, U.S. officials have not revealed details of the threats because that could jeopardize the ongoing investigations. But as the holidays draw near, the State Department could name specific potential targets and warn Americans to avoid them. But as one U.S. official worries tonight, there's still a lot we don't know. Tom?
Thanks very much, NBC's Jim Miklashevsky tonight at the Pentagon. While we don't want to start a doomsday panic, these warnings are not confined to foreign lands. What about America? What's at risk here? More on that tonight from NBC's Pete Williams.
In Elk Grove, California, just outside Sacramento, local residents meet to vent their worries about a potential target for domestic terrorists. 2 12-million-gallon propane tanks. Authorities say if the tanks ever blew up, they'd spread a firestorm nearly 9 miles in all directions.
I sleep in this subdivision with my family every night. You don't. I've got a child that's scared to death.
The fears are not unfounded. Just last week, federal agents arrested 2 California men, charging them with plotting to bomb the tanks, possibly around New Year's. Court documents say the men belong to a militia group whose members want to commit violence and cause social unrest, believing that would force the government to impose martial law, leading to a revolution to overthrow the government.
Law enforcement in this community is working together. We are organized, and we are going to make sure that this community stays safe to the best of our ability.
As the year 2000 approaches, groups that track the nation's militias say hatred of the government and fear of martial law are growing. The FBI says that scenario, first sketched out in the novel called The Turner Diaries, continues to motivate the nation's militia groups. And now researchers warn some of those groups say on the internet that the government is already starting its crackdown to lead to martial law. A scholar who studies militias says it's a common and dangerous paranoia that leads some groups to think they have to strike first.
They've been waiting for a number of years now for this martial law to be imposed. And in any kind of apocalyptic thinking, if you wait long enough, somebody's going to ask the question, why wait?
But the FBI says the biggest potential for violence comes from people who splinter off from militia groups, individuals who are the hardest of all to track. Pete Williams, NBC News, Washington.
And in Panama tonight, it was a momentous ceremony that marks the transfer of power over one of the wonders of the world, the Panama Canal. The transfer from the U.S. to Panama was promised 22 years ago. Today it went smoothly and peacefully. NBC's Jim Avila is in Panama tonight.
The United States today said its official goodbye to the Panama Canal, a 50-mile-long, 30-yard-wide masterpiece of 20th century engineering, carved through Central America in 1904. Teddy Roosevelt ordered, quote, the dirt to fly, becoming the first president to leave the country during office to visit it. Jimmy Carter signed a new treaty in 1977, turning the canal over to the country that surrounds it. And today, President Clinton ignored the canal, refusing Panama's invitation to celebrate the turnover, insulting the country the United States military helped create to make the canal possible.
The main guest not coming was almost like a slap on the face.
Now Panama gets its way, running the canal on its own. The 10-mile-wide canal zone, the virtual country within a country, gone. The United States retaining the right to protect it from foreign aggression. How important is the Panama Canal to the United States? 15,000 ships pass through here every year, 7 out of 10 of them heading to or from the U.S. The Panama Canal has always been a statement of American pride, arrogance, and ingenuity.
It was the moonshot of its time. It was an enormous undertaking, the most ambitious, costly effort that this country had ever made.
Historian David McCullough wrote the definitive book on the canal and says its construction signaled America's arrival as a world power, digging where the French failed and lost more than 20,000 workers to malaria and yellow fever. The United States succeeding because it not only conquered the jungle, but disease, discovering that mosquitoes carried the twin killers.
Ashton, and you?
Now few Americans, calling themselves Zonians, remain, personally hurt by the turnover.
They lost their homeland. This is my home.
And you think that the United States walked out on that?
But Mark Quinn, also a third-generation Zonian, says the canal legacy cannot be forgotten, even when America leaves.
The people that worked on the canal were filled with an esprit de corps and were made to feel very proud of what they were doing.
So even on a day when the United States officially says goodbye, the American pride and spirit that built this canal at the beginning of the century flourishes today with each ship that steams through an American masterpiece. Jim Avila, NBC News, Panama.
Up next here, Tangled Web. NBC News in depth. Millions are shopping by computer this holiday season, but what happens when you have to go from online to the helpline?
In many cases, customers are on hold for an hour or longer, and it's not uncommon to give up holding altogether and then keep trying back over the period of 2 or 3 days.
When going to the store is actually easier than going online. That's in depth tonight. And the family, a doctor, his wife, and the battle to save his life.
Sooner or later, you're going to quit smoking. So consider this. A quit date this good won't come along for another 1,000 years. Don't waste it. Quit with Nicoderm CQ. CQ's got the 3 gradual steps, and hundreds of thousands of smokers have already quit with it. Wasn't 1 millennium smoking enough? Start the next one with Nicoderm CQ. The power to calm, the power to comfort, the power to help you quit.
I went on chemo at the time my oldest daughter was getting married. We had planned everything, the fabric, the design, the whole gown. But when it was time to sew the dress, the chemo, it makes you weak. My whole life I've made clothes for other people, but for my own daughter's wedding, I was too tired to make the dress.
Are you a chemotherapy patient? Ask your doctor about Procrit. Procrit is a natural way to regain red blood cells lost during chemotherapy, and more red blood cells can mean more strength. Procrit is safe and effective. In studies, only diarrhea and edema occurred more often with Procrit than placebo. Procrit is for patients with non-myeloid cancers. Call now and learn how Procrit can help you get back the strength you need. Your strength for living.
In life, you take the bitter with the sweet, but I plan to end up with more sweet.
All right, kid. Here we go. 10-9. What do you got? What do you got? What? Yeah. All right, come on, come on.
What would you do if someone you loved had a heart attack? Did you know it's now been proven that the same Bayer aspirin you have in your bag for muscle aches may actually help stop you from dying if you take it during a heart attack?
Downtown. Lucky shot.
Can your pain reliever do that? Talk to your doctor now.
Next time I'll go easier on you.
Bayer, powerful pain relief and so much more.
New tonight at 6, it's a controversy from outer space. NASA and an Oregon woman are fighting over moon dust. She says it's a family heirloom. Scientists refuse to give it back. Tonight at 6 on Northwest News Channel 8, where the news comes first. Meteorologist Matt Savino, weeknights on News Channel 8.
NBC News in Depth tonight, the hazards of holiday shopping. We begin with what is being touted as America's new shopping mall. It's the internet, of course. It's estimated that this year, online sales will reach just over $20 billion, with 7 million internet shoppers making their first online purchase. Much of that shopping will take place now during the holiday season. But what happens when online consumers get tangled in the web? We begin tonight's in-depth reporting with NBC's Chief Financial Correspondent Mike Jensen.
The consumer helpline at eToys.
We'll be with you as soon as we can.
If you're one of the 20 million people shopping online over the holidays and need help over the telephone, you're probably getting either this or this.
Please hold for the next available associate.
Internet analyst Mike May of Jupiter Communications says the delays are extremely widespread.
In many cases, customers are on hold for an hour or longer, and it's not uncommon to give up holding altogether and then keep trying back over the period of 2 or 3 days.
Frank Remolowski of Maplewood, New Jersey, ordered 2 TV sets from Amazon.com. Never got them. After weeks of delay and countless telephone calls, he gave up.
I went down to a local consumer electronics store, got them to match the price, and put the TV in the back of my car and drove it home.
Amazon.com's president, Joe Galli, says that case was an exception. He blames the shipper.
We no longer do business with that particular shipper, but the fact is the vast majority of our customers are very pleased with our service this holiday season.
Another problem, getting in touch with internet companies at their email address. When Tammy McHugh of Skippack, Pennsylvania couldn't find any of the 5 items she wanted on the internet, she emailed the company and waited.
Approximately 4 or 5 days.
Finally, she gave up and went to the mall. With so much at stake, $6 billion being spent online this holiday season alone, the companies are scrambling to fix things. Janine Busquet of eToys.
We will not rest until we have solved each and every issue that a customer may have.
Meantime, just try to get through. We're still waiting on the eToys hotline.
We really want to hear from you, so please stay on the line.
Mike Jensen, NBC News, New York.
Then there's the holiday pastime, the favorite holiday pastime, the hunt for bargains on store shelves. If you're lucky enough to find a good buy this holiday season, keep a close eye on those scanners that ring up the cost to you. They can quickly turn a bargain into a ripoff. More on that now from Dateline NBC's Lee Thompson.
Just like everyone else this Christmas season, Jennifer Granholm is hunting for bargains.
20% off. You should be able to get it for $16.
But if a scanner rings up a sale item wrong for this woman, watch out.
I paid almost $69. $23 was an overcharge.
Stores should watch out because Jennifer Granholm is the Attorney General of Michigan, and she says she's just been ripped off.
When I got out and found that this was so blatant, you know, it makes my hair stand on end.
Granholm sent her investigators into well-known department stores to buy hundreds of sale items this holiday season. 1 out of every 6 items purchased scanned wrong.
I think that consumers are being ripped off.
In most cases, the stores say it's human error. Prices in the computer aren't matching up with the sale signs. But you should know laws in every state say if a sign says an item is on sale, that's how it has to be sold. It's to prevent stores from advertising one way on a flyer or at the shelf and then not honoring that same price at the checkout counter. Dateline went shopping at a variety of stores as well. With our hidden cameras rolling, we were overcharged $7 on this baby's outfit, $4 on these slippers. And for 5 straight days, we were overcharged $4 on these nightshirts at Sears. I thought this was 30% off. In this case, Sears told us it was in fact a sign problem. Whatever the excuses, wherever the store, Michigan's chief law enforcement officer says pricing mistakes are costing consumers millions of dollars every year.
They work hard for their money. They deserve to be treated fairly.
Granholm's advice, look at those receipts carefully before you leave the store. Lee Thompson, NBC News, Washington.
You can see Lee Thompson's full report on scanner accuracy on Dateline tonight here on NBC. On Wall Street today, there was a bit of a mixed message on the economy, and that sent markets lower. Consumer prices were barely up last month. Retail sales, however, were sizzling, and that brought on a new round of inflation fears. So the Dow finished down more than 32 points today. The NASDAQ was down sharply for a change. It was off 86.5 points. Up next here, our look at the family, a brave doctor fighting to save his family and his own life. And his characters have played a huge role in the lives of all of us for 50 years. By Charles Schulz and the Peanuts gang are now saying goodbye.
Professor, tell us about your discovery.
Absolutely. You can get all your long-distance calls for under $1.
How is that possible?
Just dial 1010-220. It's only 99 cents for all calls up to 20 minutes and just 9 cents a minute after that.
When do you get these rates?
Every hour of every day.
And no monthly fees.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, no monthly fees.
I told you they'd love it.
Dial 1010-220.
Great meal. Uh-oh, gas pressure. What now? What else? Gas X, with the most powerful medicine for fast relief. Nothing works faster.
Hey, want to go for ice cream?
Gas X, the power to fight gas fast.
No, sweet, freeze! When hitting terrain like this, it's important to feel safe and secure. Well, being in control is now easier during the Chevy Make Your Money Count year-end event, where you'll find the 4-door, 4-wheel drive
Chevy Blazer. Get the driving security you need with the available road-gripping auto-track system. And now you can get $2,000 cash back or 2.9% APR financing.
So this year, be prepared during the Chevy Make Your Money Count year-end event. It's your turn to save.
Planning a holiday party? Make it a very splashy event. Serve a seafood platter from Red Lobster. Shrimp, crab, or both. Either way, it's seafood worth celebrating. Order yours today.
Good morning, Mr. Schwab.
Morning. Introducing Velocity from Schwab, the new incredibly powerful online trading software system. With the power to place multiple orders at one time, it's fast and smart. And, if you'll pardon the expression, cool.
Now our first denture cleanser keeps dentures feeling clean all day. New Fix-It-Ent with ProGuard, a breakthrough tablet and bath system. First, place your dentures into the bath and release the power of ProGuard to get them 4 times cleaner. Then you lift the inner basket to help seal in the clean with the ProGuard barrier, protecting against plaque and odor-causing bacteria from morning till night. Fix-It-Ent with ProGuard. Start cleaner, stay cleaner.
Tomorrow and today, they're not rose-colored glasses, but they may change the way you see the world. A breakthrough for colorblind eyes, like Matt's. Tomorrow and today.
Start the millennium with NBC News.
A Maryland judge ruled today that former White House employee Linda Tripp was not covered under a federal grant of immunity when she gave the Monica Lewinsky tape recordings to independent counsel Ken Starr. Tripp gave the tapes to Starr's prosecutors in January 1998. Her immunity grant didn't come until a month later. Today's order does clear the way for the tapes to be used as evidence that Tripp violated the state of Maryland's wiretap laws. Now, our look at the family and the story of a doctor faced with a baffling medical problem, his own, and how he's dealing with it while helping others and keeping his family life intact is an inspiration to everyone around him. More tonight from NBC's Kelly O'Donnell.
For Kevin Parsons and his wife Hillary, this simple stroll is a daily act of determination.
It's about as fast as I can go.
A measure of their family's fight to save Kevin from the relentless deterioration caused by a rare disease they knew almost nothing about. Even though he's a physician, she's a former nurse.
The frustration really was not knowing what it was that was causing me to slowly die.
It began 10 years ago. He was 36 then. This healthy father of two wasting away. His condition mystified fellow doctors. His body nearly gave up.
He said, "Kiss me goodbye, I'm dying." And I got very angry. And I said, "No, you're not."
It was a turning point. They would not give in and fought to learn more about his disease, finally diagnosed as Lambert-Eaton syndrome, an illness so rare only 300 have it, a condition that blocks signals from nerves to muscles, causing a debilitating decline. The condition is so uncommon, very little research has ever been done anywhere in the world. Too few patients, not enough interest from drug companies to pay for scientific study. To change that, Dr. Parsons decided if there would ever be research, he'd have to do it himself. Dr. Parsons headed for the lab at Seattle's Virginia Mason Research Center. He had to teach himself the equivalent of a master's degree in immunology to help himself and others with the disease.
Well, they mean everything in the sense that they help me as well as I help them, and I couldn't do the research without them.
People like Megan Drew, one of about 30 patients joining in his research.
He's just given all of us a great deal of hope, you know, something to kind of bank on.
Keeping in contact through email, making sure fellow sufferers know about an experimental medicine made in England, a pill he takes 6 times a day. Without it, he can barely move.
It's not a cure. It simply makes your muscles work a little bit better.
Giving Kevin Parsons, the doctor, time to fight on.
This is a personal quest. This is Kevin at his best.
Giving Kevin Parsons, the patient, more time to be the husband and father he wants to be. Kelly O'Donnell, NBC News, Seattle.
Up next, sad to say, it's goodbye, Charlie Brown.
If you're one of the 36 million people who wear dentures, this is big. Your 5-minute Polydent cleans stains, then forms an invisible PolyShield barrier so you feel fresh all day. 5-minute Polydent with PolyShield.
It's time. Time for your heartburn to kick in because your heartburn relief gave out. It happens 2 or more days a week, even though you've treated it and changed your diet. That frequent, persistent heartburn may be due to acid reflux disease, potentially serious.
It's Prilosec time. Time to see your doctor about prescription Prilosec. Your results may vary, but for many people, Prilosec provides 24 hours of complete heartburn relief with 1 daily dose. Ask your doctor for more information about Prilosec and if it's right for you. The most common side effects are headache, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. 24 hours of complete heartburn relief is possible. It's Prilosec time.
I'm the Black & Decker floor buster. I eat broken glass for breakfast. I eat cat litter for lunch. Let's just say I have an insatiable appetite. I'm the floor buster. I'm built by Black & Decker.
So instead of paying a separate commission every time you trade, you'd pay an annual fee, trade all you want.
All I want?
Yeah, virtually unlimited.
Oh, really?
Remember the financial plan we're working from here, Dad. The point is long-term capital appreciation.
I know.
You just don't want you sitting by the computer all day buying and selling stocks.
Yeah. Show me how I log on to your research.
Oh, that's easy. Investing is serious business, Dad.
I promise I'll do my homework, okay?
Quaker oatmeal is like a lifeguard. It's always there for you. And after we ate it for 30 days, it helped lower our cholesterol 23 points. So you could say it's a real lifesaver. And it sure is yummy. Quaker oatmeal warms your heart and soul.
To help you find just the perfect gifts, here at Gifts.com, we test all kinds of gift ideas. Tried the grinder?
Grinder's good.
Coffee maker?
Maker's marvelous.
Would you beg for the blue bowl?
This would make a nice gift.
To make a wonderful gift. So when you're looking for just the right gift, come to Gifts.com. Tell us about the people you're shopping for, and we'll tell you about some great gifts. Gifts.com. Just the perfect gifts. Register now at Gifts.com and get $10 off your next purchase of $50 or more.
His family has a powerful past, but is his own past a liability? George W. Bush.
Headliners and Legends with Matt Lauer, tonight on MSNBC.
Imagine a ticker that tracks only your stocks, your personal stock ticker. Available at CNBC.com. Profit from it.
One of the most popular and financially successful additions to the American culture in the last half-century is a comic strip called Peanuts. Charlie, Lucy, Snoopy, and the gang are part of the family, not only here but also abroad. And today their creator, Charles Schulz, announced that it's time to say goodbye. Here's NBC's Bob Fall.
Good grief. No more Peanuts? A strip which began in 1950 is carried in 2,600 newspapers, reaching 355 million readers in 75 countries. It also spawned TV specials, a hit musical, an industry of knickknacks, and 1,400 books which sold over 300 million copies. The creator, 77-year-old Charles Schulz, said today in a statement he's retiring January the 4th to devote all his energy to fighting colon cancer.
Well, all of the characters have a little bit of me in them. There's no other way of doing it.
His characters and their misfortunes shed light on our own foibles. Good old Charlie Brown, named for a boyhood pal, who's always suffering but who never gives up. Lucy, with her tart tongue. The crazed but lovable Snoopy, turning his doghouse into the Sopwith camel.
It was good, and it was wholesome, and it was fun for kids, fun for kids of all ages.
Its beauty is its simplicity. Happiness is a warm puppy. And though this cartoon world is often dark, the great pumpkin never does arrive, and the grades are always D-. There's also always hope, a reason to keep going when life's reversals pile up. That, says fellow cartoonist Mort Walker, is the genius of Charles Schulz.
He gets inside of little children's hearts, and he shows their fears and their failures and their rejections and stuff like that. And nobody does that.
Which is why today fans of all ages are distressed with Schultz's decision.
That's something that my parents were fond of as well as myself, so it's sad to see something like that come to an end.
Though in recent years his hand has wavered, Schulz has never wasted time feeling sorry for himself.
And it's fun when you got something that you know is good and that nobody else has been able to do. And yeah, it's fun, sure.
And sad, too, for millions who agree you're a good man, Charlie Schulz. Bob Fall, NBC News, Washington.
That's Nightly News for this Tuesday. Don't forget Dateline tonight at 10, 9 Central. I'm Tom Brokaw. I'll see you back here tomorrow night.